There was no coordination in the first assault, no semblance of order, nothing more than a writhing crowd of churning bodies pushing towards the wall. The enemy moved quickly, hunched over on all fours, scampering along the ground like beasts. Initially, Captain Orkham had been given command of the archers, but he quickly deferred to the Baron when it became apparent the old man wanted to take charge himself. The front line of Greylings hit the spike traps at speed with gruesome results. Pushed forwards by their own momentum, hundreds were impaled on the pointed shafts of wood. More crashed into them from behind, forcing them deeper and deeper into the deadly field of sharpened stakes. The Greylings in the second and third rows suffered the same fate, propelled onto the spikes by those behind or unable to slow down in time. It was eerily similar to the disastrous cavalry charge Lore del Conte had made only days before, except this time it was the Greylings suffering the consequences of their own foolhardiness. The threshers laid about with their barbed whips and the assault slowed to a crawl. Hundreds of Greylings milled about uncertainly, awaiting further instructions. "Now!" ordered the Baron, seeing his chance. The signal horns blew two short, sharp notes, and the sky was filled with the buzz of 1,000 arrows. The encroaching darkness made it difficult to pick targets, but it mattered little, as the enemy had nowhere to run. In front of them stretched the field of stakes, choked with the dead and dying. Behind them, packed rows of Greylings. The hail of arrows descended upon them like a swarm of locusts, puncturing flesh and bone like paper. Hundreds and hundreds of creatures fell shrieking to the ground, killed or wounded. The Greylings panicked, turning their backs on the defenders and pushing against their kin in outright hysteria. Fights broke out as the trapped front lines tried to escape. "Again," said the Baron grimly, and another deadly sheet of metal rain sluiced across the battlefield. The threshers grunted and roared in frustration, and finally, the enemy was routed, running back beyond arrow range. There was no thought for the injured. Reed could see bodies squirming among the trench of stakes and shafts, left to bleed out and die. A resounding cheer rang along the length of the wall. Men laughed and clapped each other on the back, adrenaline pumping through their veins. "First blood to us, eh, Alderin?" said Reed with a grin. The Knight of the 12 didn't return the smile. "'Twas but a test. Those losses mean nothing to them. They still outnumber us 50-1. They will be back, and we must be ready." Reed sighed, as his short-lived elation trickled away. "It's going to be a long night."